Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Walmart out in McKinney, Texas. You already know that it is a beautiful morning out in McKinney, Texas, and I just wanted to take all of our plant foldies out to a shopping spree right here. Spring 2025 has made it, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome to the channel. My name is Richie and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. I did want to ask if you could please make sure you hit the like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Our community is really growing because of it. And also, please follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. So if you have any questions about the plant or just want to interact with me, please follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. I post on that a little bit more often than I do on YouTube, so definitely check that out. We are going to be taking a look at some of the new plants that are showing up at a lot of Walmarts. It looks like Walmarts, at least in the North Dallas area, have been getting restocked with lots of indoor tropical plants by Costa Farms and Growers Bench. But we also have a lot of outdoor garden plants from Proven Winner. Plant foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amenities that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this Aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pon and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. Here's one thing I wanted to highlight. As I do my big box store plant shopping videos, you will see me promote Classy Rabbit soil. It is an amazing soil, and for those that have been following my YouTube journey, I have been using a lot of semi-hydroponic substrate, Lechuza Pon and Leca, but ever since I discovered Classy Rabbit soil, I have actually been repotting a lot of my plants from semi-hydro back into soil. It is such a good, fast draining soil. It is got lots of natural ingredients, and I just really love supporting small businesses. And I hope you guys try out classyrabbit.com. It is free shipping.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at Cultivation_Corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video.
You have
what you're
to.
gonna
You
do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
And I definitely hope to see more plant foldies actually take the time to search Cultivation Corner on YouTube, subscribe with all the notification bell on, and tune in every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard US time to the podcast. There are almost 13,000 plant foldies subscribed to this YouTube channel, and I hope that if you really want to support me, you will also venture out into the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. There's only about 500 of you guys on there, so I'm trying to see where everybody else is at, so please definitely take a look at that. And as you can see right here, plant foldies, look at all of the new plants that we have at Walmart out in McKinney, Texas. You can see that there are a lot of different types of plant accessories that are available for purchase. So if you are into outdoor gardening, vegetables, herb gardening, flower gardens, perennials, all of those beautiful plants that we are now able to grow outdoors because spring has finally arrived. Spring 2025 has finally arrived, and I will be featuring not only the indoor tropical plants that most of you guys are typically wanting to see on my YouTube channel. I will delve into other plants such as succulents, cactus, outdoor gardening plants, and just every single type of plant you can possibly think of. And I will be a little bit transparent and a little bit blunt. I'm just curious if you guys will be open to looking at other plants aside from the variegated monstera, the trending tropical plant, the indoor tropicals. I know that YouTube wants to maintain a specific niche, but like I've even mentioned on my Instagram stories, I like to go against the grain because I don't feel like somebody who loves plants has to be confined to just liking indoor tropical plants. It is okay to also be interested in succulents and cactus, or into flower gardening or gardening in general, or more likely even into bonsai or Japanese maples. And here's a prime example. I just put out a video for Metro Maples Nursery. It's a Japanese maple farm out in Fort Worth, Texas. And, you know, it's really interesting. Even YouTube will say fewer regular videos are showing less interest in Japanese maples. Totally understand if there is a specific content that you want to watch, but I do urge anybody who wants to call themselves a plant foldie to fully embrace every single type of content I produce. And the reason being is any type of content that I put out in terms of plants, it is really a reflection of my interests, and hopefully I can take you along different sides of my plant journey, whether it's really going in and look at Costa Farms, plants, which is typically what we will see on this YouTube channel. But I do urge everybody to be a little bit more open to watching other content, because I feel like even with my big box store plant shopping videos, full transparency again, I would feel like it becomes repetitive because I know that I'm picking up a lot of these succulents and cactus, giving you the care tips, the plant pricing, and even some of the commentary and trends. I would hope that anybody who wants to call themselves a super plant foldie, or anybody that is an avid plant lover, will also tune in. So in a nutshell, if you haven't already watched the Metro Maples Japanese nursery, Japanese maple farm nursery, please watch that video after this video. I would really love for YouTube to prove me wrong in terms of, my regular viewers not just showing interest in the content that I work really hard on. So, let me get off of my little soapbox. And if you are discovering my plant shopping videos for the first time, just know and expect that number one, I love to talk. Number two, I can be very repetitive. Number 3, I am definitely going to stay faceless on YouTube for now, just because, again, it is all about drawing a line in the sand and really separating my personal life, my everyday life, versus my social media, what is it? Presence. Yes, presence. So that's just a couple of disclaimers there for anybody that is finally discovering my YouTube channel. I hope you guys enjoy the live premiere chats and really tune in with the plant foldies. But let me get to these plants, because I know that I've talked a lot already. But as you can see right here, with spring 2025 already underway, you can see that Walmart really is one of the trailblazers when it comes to inexpensive, cost-effective, budget-friendly houseplants. And I would say all of those are very much keywords for anybody that wants to save money on their budget for plants. You can see right here, there's so many different types of petunias, and there is a new trending petunia that Costa Farms recently released, which was a glow-in-the-dark type of petunia, which is really interesting. But you can see right here, Garden Expert has all of these hanging baskets. You can see that this is another type of flowering begonia. Now this one is more of an annual plant. You can see that it's got some beautiful blooms, but what I appreciate about that particular begonia is look at that chocolate brown foliage it has. It also has a shiny satin finish to it. And then when we look over here, there's just so many different varieties of begonias and impatiens and just all of these flowering hanging basket plants that Walmart has, and they're very cost effective. And then over here we also have a bunch of roses. So in early January, February, you'll see a lot of roses that are actually in dormant condition. Now you'll see a lot that are potted up and actually have blooms. This one right here is the True Love roses. So there's different types of hybrids and cultivars as well for specific roses. And I'm just gonna spin around here and show you all of the beautiful types of petunias. Petunias have so many colors, so many hybrids. It seems like year after year, they just have new releases, and I just love it. I love that they have dark purples, maroons, white, any different type of color you will see in a petunia. Now with petunias or a lot of these flowering plants, they really need to be out in full sun. They definitely wouldn't do well being grown in an indoor condition, even if you put them under grow lights. And as far as petunias, they are considered what you call a annual, which is basically a plant that you would just grow for one growing season and it will die off once temperatures get cool. But you can see that for $3.27, you'll get a 6-pack of petunias. And I just love creating new plant shopping videos and filming early in the morning. So I actually filmed this video right before I went to work. So you already know I am literally maximizing every second of my day to try to get a lot of my interest in, whether it's my professional job, my career, or whether it's YouTube and the plant foldy community. And like I said again, plant foldies, I really appreciate all of the support. You already know who you guys are. If you want a shout out, please leave a comment in the comment section. I will definitely shout you out in future plant shopping videos. But it just makes it so fun to see all of my plant foldies come out and chat with each other during the live premiere chats, or even have a full-blown conversation in the comment section. So really encourage that. And I am just going to show you all of the beautiful flowers. And don't worry, please do not click away, please do not swipe away. You are going to see some amazing indoor tropical plants. But in order for me to get to that, I also want to show you some of my other interests, such as this beautiful dahlia. So here's a little bit of a story in terms of my childhood. So not only was I really into bonsai, I actually loved growing flowers, and I actually had a flower garden. I would buy those little wooden fences that would just fence up a little flower bed, and I would grow a lot of my flowers from seed. And a lot of my favorite flowers to grow would be marigolds and zinnias. I didn't recently get into dahlias, but you can see right here, I mean, look at how beautiful that is. That scarlet red, it's so stunning. And I did want to ask any of the plant foldies watching, do you also grow a flower garden, a vegetable garden? Please leave that in the comment section below, because I'm going to just tell you guys, For all of my plant shopping videos, at least for the spring season and even summer season, you're going to see a lot of outdoor gardening plants before I delve into the indoor tropical plants. I get a boost of serotonin just really looking at all of the outdoor plants. My garden itself is coming to life. I have a Japanese garden that I've been working on for years, but I also love the traditional flower gardens, the flower beds, and Walmart in terms of their flowers and just the plants that they have available for outdoors, whether it is Better Homes and Garden or Garden Expert, you'll get some very cost-effective plants. I mean, this one right here, $5.97. I mean, I would say about a decade ago, you would not see these types of petunias with the different types of patterns on the blooms. It is amazing how plants have just really evolved, how people have been able to hybridize plants, and every year there is a new type of cultivar that comes up. I mean, take a look at this for only $18.88. These are the Amor petunias. It is a line that I saw last year. And so as far as petunias, who is a petunia fan? My favorite petunia would be the black petunia, where it's literally a black flower. I thought that was really interesting. So as you can see right over here, plant foldies, we also have a bunch of white petunias, marigolds, and kalanchoe. So I'll just walk around and just show you what plants they have available. Feel free to leave a comment on the plants you guys see, and I would love that engagement as well. Always amazing to just see all of the different types of flowers. And I would say the end of March heading into April, you're really going to see a lot of the outdoor plants get restocked at Walmart. So if you're in the DFW area, if you're in the North Dallas area, it is time to go out. If you are loving some of these outdoor plants, like right here is another type of cordyline plant. Now, I love cordyline plants. They remind me of my family's home country, which is the Philippines. And so in case you do not know, I am a proud Filipino American. And for me, just like many of the content creators that are Filipino American, I would hope you guys would really support us as we try to find that visibility in this social media space. I call Filipino Americans kababayan, which means countrymen. And so if you are Filipino, please leave comments in Tagalog, mabuhay, and kamusta. Please let me know if you also collect plants. But as far as like the cordyline plants right here, these are all Costa Farms accent patio plants. So you can see that's one type of cordyline plant. And then you can see right here, this is for their Island Bloom series. This one is another cordyline plant, but this one looks to be more of that compact version. I say if you're going to try to grow cordyline plant indoors, they are very much more susceptible to spider mites. So like I said, those types of plants do better outdoors. There's just some plants that even though people will say you can pretty much grow any plant indoors depending on the grow conditions you get, some plants really do rebel. Some plants are just more susceptible to pests when you bring them indoors. And I would say cordyline plants are one of them. Definitely Dihedra helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera helix, or the English ivy. Those are plants that are just a little bit tough to grow. Now this coleus plant for $8.94, beautiful plant. So here's the thing about this plant. Most people will associate this as like a patio container plant, or even for a flower bed, but did you know you can actually grow these gorgeous, colorful foliage plants indoors? Yes, you can grow coleus plants indoors, and you can even grow them indoors long term. I have a coleus obsession. I feel like it's coming back, where I'm just going to be addicted to coleus like I was last year. I would definitely recommend growing coleus, but you can even see right here, this is another Better Homes and Garden petunia. Notice how dainty, how demure this particular petunia is right over here. I love the white margins, the white borders on the flowers. And like I said again, I love flowering plants, and it's really interesting, and I'll give this as a call out, but it seems like people confine themselves into growing specific plants. So for instance, if you are an indoor tropical plant, you're not going to mess with like flowering plants. For me, I love plants just as equally for any type of plant. So for instance, this is one of my favorite blooming plants. Now this is a kirigami plant, but you can see right here, look at the leaf shape, the flower shape. Look at how beautiful that is. It's definitely got a very distinct look about it. It looks like what you would call a kusudama, which is an origami form of making flower balls, and that's what it really reminds me of. And you know, people will say, Richie, you always say this in your videos, but I always look out for those that actually discover my channel for the first time. But the reason why I call my YouTube channel Grow Folds, it's not Grow Folds Plants, even though the majority of times people can't figure out why I call my YouTube channel Grow Folds. Grow is definitely in conjunction to all of the plant content I create. Folds, as in Folds, is like folding origami. I used to grow origami paper cranes, or not grow. I used to fold origami paper cranes as an ASMR form daily. And if you haven't ever checked out my older content, if you ever get bored or if you're curious, definitely go through my actual YouTube channel and look through the playlist. You will see a lot of origami videos there where I'm not even talking. I think it's kind of interesting, so definitely check that out. But as far as all of the plants here, you can just see it is a beautiful morning, and I am showing you proven winter plants, and that is one of the few proven winter plants I've ever seen at Walmart. Hopefully Walmart will continue to source out more proven winter plants, because proven winter plants, whether it is the outdoor gardening plants, which is what they're really known for, or the indoor tropical plants, the Proven Winners Leaf Joy series, I would love to see that at Walmart. So I'm just going to keep walking around here and just showing you the plants. I'm probably going to do a little bit more of a deep dive, or at least pan in on some of my favorites. I mean, just look at all the colors here. How can you not be into flowering plants? I mean, it's the same question as I asked, how many of you guys did not show interest on my Japanese maple video? I honestly felt like that was my best video that I created to date because of the cinematography and just the subject. Japanese maples, also known as Acer palmatum, are just really interesting. And I know that a lot of us will look at the indoor tropical plants, but you know, for me, I'm very transparent in my thoughts. I'm always curious about that. So like I said, again, we are looking at all of these outdoor flowers, outdoor gardening plants. Definitely will push that type of content out before I get into the indoor tropical plants. Hopefully, if for you guys that are really diehard plant foldies, you guys will stay with me, because I just felt like it's important as a content creator to really showcase what I'm interested in, not what the algorithm wants to push, not what is trending, not because you guys are demanding a specific niche, but it's more about sharing who I am, my interests, and what I'm really into. And you can see right here, I'm very much into this specific kirigami flower. I mean, I just love that beautiful color and just all the flowers in general. So let me just walk around here, plant foldies, and keep showing you all of the gorgeous plants. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section on some of the flowers. You can see that that's got more of a lavender purple tone to it. I definitely want to buy that specific flower because that flower is also a perennial, so it comes back year after year. And that is another way to save money on plants, is actually buying perennials and planting them in your garden. Perennials are considered an infinity plant because once you get it established, it will come back year after year and may even multiply for you. Like that flower right there is definitely a perennial, and I love it so much. So let me know what you think about these plants so far, and I'm gonna call it out. If you made it this far into the video, I've seen people more than 100 people actually watching the live premiere chats, but only like 30 people will press the thumbs up or like button. Y'all, please hit the thumbs up button. Please press the thumbs up button or the like button. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And honestly, it helps reward and validate all of the efforts that I do to make these daily plant shopping videos. So definitely take a look at that. Definitely press that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. But as you can see right here again, Walmart, it has gotten it together. Look at all of these gorgeous flowers and plant foldies. It's time to get into the outdoor gardening. I know we've been looking at indoor plants for a while, but let's explore what we have at Walmart today. Can hear that it is a little bit of an upbeat dance beat by DJ Bang Beats. The track that I'm playing right now is called You're on the Beat. Definitely feel free to bob your head, dance around, enjoy it, because what a glorious morning it is. You can see right over here for $4.97 we've got some miniature roses available. So let's just look at this beautiful scene right here. Will say that Walmarts, especially out in the North Dallas area, the suburbs of McKinney, Frisco, Prosper, Allen, Melissa, these are the big box stores you want to visit because they look like this, where it's typically full. And now that we are done with the outdoor garden plants, I already know plant foldies. This is what you guys came here for. $15.97 Costa Farm self-watering planters. This is a ZZ plant right here, one of the easiest plants to take care of. And it looks like this particular Walmart has just recently restocked. So if you like those indoor tropical plants, if you love Costa Farms plants, if you want those cost-effective plants, those trending plants, the variegated house plants, all of it, go to Walmart. You can see that Costa Farms has really pushed out a lot of these plants. $15.97. We've got a calathea right over here, and we've just got a plethora of different types of plants. Now, one rare succulent or cactus series that I want to see is the Costa Farms Rare Succulents and Cactus shipper. I have yet to find that, although one of my plant foldy friends, Marlon, who continues to send me photos of some of his plant discoveries out in the North Dallas area, there is a confirmed Walmart that had the rare succulents and cactus. So I definitely want to try to get there as soon as possible to see that. But again, you know, as far as the plants here, not only are the the outdoor the outdoor garden plants are getting fulfilled. Now we have a bunch of these indoor tropical plants as well. I mean, you can see here, trending tropicals plant. This one is a Monstera stadliana, or what they call Monstera cobra, for $19.84. And so this is a table that they've extended to really put a lot of the Costa Farms plants. I am curious, for those that are into Costa Farms plants, what are your favorite trending tropical plants? What do you think about Costa Farms? Let me know in the comments section below. I know that there is a lot of opinions about big box store plants, but here's my opinion. I say shop where you are most comfortable with. If the plant brings you joy, go ahead and buy it. I always say diversify where you go shopping, whether it is a big box store or better yet, a small business or a local nursery. There is enough plant lovers to where we can support both types of businesses. Now, as far as Costa Farms though, if you are looking for an inexpensive plant, $19.84 for instance for this Monstera Peru, you can go big box store plant shopping. And for some people, big box stores are really the only place that they can find house plants. Not everybody is fortunate to live out in the North Dallas area, where we have so many selections of plants that we can pick from. And right here, we have another philodendron golden crocodile for $19.84. This is a Costa Farms trending tropical plant. This is one of my favorite house plants to grow because look at that. Look at that yellow color. That is so stunning. It's very striking. It's definitely a plant that can light up a space. The only thing about the Monstera golden crocodile is you have to give it lots of bright indirect light for it to maintain its leaves. And then obviously you can't go big box or plant shopping and not watch me pick up an Aglaonema red Siam. Now the Aglaonema red Siam is basically the mascot of my YouTube channel, because if you don't already know, I love Aglaonemas. I think Aglaonemas are the best plants. You can debate with me all day long, but you know what makes an Aglaonema cool? An Aglaonema is cool because not only is it easy care and low light tolerant, if you think you're a cool plant collector, I think I'm a cooler plant collector in the fact that I go after a plant that nobody else is talking about, which means they're always baffled whenever somebody asks, Richie, what's your favorite plant? Is it that Monstera White Devil, for instance? And I'm like, no, it is an Aglaonema red Siam. And yes, some people might find it basic, some people might find it intriguing, but at the end of the day, I feel like we need to use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema, because you know what? Social media is definitely a very powerful tool. It is a very powerful platform, and I want to utilize this platform to really push my agenda in terms of getting people to look at plants that are underrated, overlooked. It may not necessarily be trending, because what is trending? What is actually, what defines what makes something popular? I always say we are the ones who create the trends. You are the one who needs to be the trendsetter, not the other way around. And so for the plant foldies that are seeing all of these Costa Farms plants, for instance, like the Xanthosoma, if you love Xanthosomas and you think that they need to be popular, shout it to the world, support it, show it, and you'll see that I am very intentional about specific plants that I show, because what I've noticed is ever since I've talked about Aglaonema left and right every single day, have shown you that on my social media, more and more people have become more aware of Aglaonema. And I love the fact that even on Instagram, hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Whenever you post a picture of Aglaonema and tag me on it, you can see that there are a lot more people getting into it. And honestly, if you ever want to connect with other plant foldies on Instagram, just look up hashtag popularize Aglaonema and you'll find lots of plant foldies accounts. But let me get off of that little soapbox as well. You already know I have to tell you my insights, my commentary. You'll catch me on a good day where maybe I won't be as chatty, but today I feel like I'm a little bit more chatty in the sense that, number one, with all of the plants that are making it out into the big box stores, it's always interesting to see what plants people gravitate to. Like this one right here is definitely an interest of mine. This is a Scindapsus java, and you'll see that it's got really silver leaves. Really love the look of it. I was actually surprised to see this because this is considered a new trending tropical plant by Costa Farms. It's just a recent release alongside with, say, the Costa Farms trending tropical Burley Marks Flame Monstera, where everybody is wanting that. But even this one right here, I would choose the Scindapsus java over the Burley Marks Flame Monstera just because I feel like it's a little bit more unique. I always like to find plants that is kind of outside of the box. Not everybody wants to collect them, and it's interesting because more Scindapsus varieties have really made it into the market over the years. I just remember that there was like a Scindapsus Silver Ann and maybe a Scindapsus Exotica, but now they have all of these different types of variegated ones, and even that silver one is absolutely stunning. But you can see lots of trending tropical plants. This one is an easy one, $19.84. This is a classic ZZ Raven right here. Dark foliage to me is always equivalent to elegance, and I just love that minimalistic look about it. To get these dark foliage to really pop out, you really want to make sure that you give it a lot of light. And then we're just going to keep picking up some of these plants. I'm going to pan away here and just keep showing you what they have. And you already know my favorite plant to feature is another Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema golden fluorite, or some people will call this the golden papaya. Some people will critique or criticize Aglaonemas and say they all look alike. I would say they've got a lot of similarities, and yes, they may look alike or have a lot of similarities, but I could also say that about the anthuriums that everybody seems to just be obsessed about, like the Anthurium Doc Blocks, all of those velvety texture anthuriums, all of those hybrids. And I'm not trying to roast anybody who loves anthuriums. I love them as well, but just like somebody saying, Aglaonema, they don't understand it because they all look alike, it's the same thing with anthuriums. You can say that they all look very similar as well. Please don't come after me in the comment section because, like I said again, it is all about that positive community we have here. And I have to say thank you to all of the plant foldies. I call them the plant foldy warriors. Leap, for instance, will always defend me in the comment sections. Really appreciate that. But thank you for always supporting me and also keeping away all of the negativity out in the comment section. So again, for some reason today I just felt like being really chatty, so hopefully you guys don't mind me talking to you guys directly as I pick up all of these plants that are newly restocked, which makes it really exciting. I mean, you can see right here Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, also known as the mini monstera, even though it's not the it's not a monstera. $19.84, and we'll just keep looking up plants and picking these up. Let me know what you think and what plants you are wanting to add in your plant collection. I love seeing all of these hanging baskets by Costa Farms. These are the 8-inch hanging baskets for $20.84. Beautiful Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess. I have one as well that I bought last year that has really grown a lot for me. It grows over my kitchen sink right in front of that window, and it is such an easy to care for plant. And then you can see right here all of the quintessential house plants that you will typically find at a big box store. This one is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Beautiful plant. I love the heart-shaped leaves, and this one has some really good coloration, especially if you give it a lot of bright indirect light. I would recommend that as a beginner plant. And then you can see that I picked up a lot of plants, but here is another one. This is a black rabbit's foot fern. I really love the texture of the leaves, but I can be a little bit more weary about just growing any type of ferns in my plant collection. And the reason being is I just feel like I cannot stay on top of the watering. And so for me, and this is just something I will share, I actually converted a lot of my plants to semi-hydro. And for those that don't know what semi-hydro is, it's basically having like a water reservoir that pulls up the water to water the plant, and you use something like leca balls or lechuza pond. But as far as that, I noticed that some of my plants may not necessarily convert into that substrate. And so even with me pivoting back to growing some of my plants back in traditional substrate soil, I am really happy with it. I think for me, it's just all about regulating how many plants I actually have in my plant collection. Oftentimes, especially when I go big box store plant shopping, I tend to want to just buy any plant that I find interesting, and that's not always the healthiest way to go about growing plants in a plant collection. Like even this one right here, Monstera deliciosa, $24.84. Really amazing, inexpensive price. What a good bargain for this plant. I love Monstera deliciosas, but at the same time, there's only so many I can put in my collection because number one, they grow fairly fast. Number two, they take up a lot of space once they get larger. $24.84. Here's another ficus that I love. This is a Ficus elastica shivriana. I'm actually growing this one outdoors in full sun. Yes, full sun. And this one is one of the slower rubber tree or Ficus elastica. For some reason, it's just a lot slower than the Taniki, the Ruby, and Burgundy. The Shivriana, though, is a beautiful plant. $24.84. I was like super tempted to buy that plant. And that's the thing about going shopping at a big box store like Walmart. You find amazing plants. Like here is another one, $24.84. This is an Aglaonema Golden Bay. And just like the Aglaonema Silver Bay, the Aglaonema Red Siam, the Aglaonema Golden Bay, I would say is probably the third most common Aglaonema you will find at a big box store. But needless to say, it is a beautiful plant. And what I love about this Aglaonema is it's got large foliage, it's got a beautiful white stem, it's got some nice variegation, nice colors. And you know what? You can grow this plant in a lower light setting. It may not grow as fast for you in a lower light setting, and it is drought tolerant. It's an easy to care for plant. So again, if you're watching this video, if you made it this far into the video, if you've actually been able to, I guess, listen to me talk your ear off throughout this video, get yourself into Aglaonemas. I cannot stress to you guys enough about how I love Aglaonemas, and I did want to say thank you to David Morales of the Plant Fever. He does daily plant shopping videos as well on big box stores. He actually is one of the plant influencers, plant YouTubers that I've watched for several years, and he was the one who actually inspired me to do a lot of the big box store plant shopping videos. He even has gotten into Aglaonema and has even shouted me out. So David, my friend, thank you for doing that. Thank you for helping the campaign to popularize Aglaonema on YouTube and through the plant community by using the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. So if you are a super plant foldie, if you are one that really supports this channel and you have social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, post an Aglaonema post. Use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema and let's get that thing rolling. Let's get it trending. Let's like take the crown away from all of the other trending plants like philodendrons, anthuriums, all of that. So anyways, let me get back to the actual plants I'm picking up. So you'll notice here, these are the 6-inch planters. These are by Garden Expert, but they're actually Costa Farms plants. $9.97. This is super inexpensive. Of all the 6-inch planters that you will find at any big box store, Garden Expert is definitely going to be the most inexpensive price for a 6-inch house plant. And then you can see right here, these are for $19.97. These are from Growers Bench, which is also under Wild Interiors. Look at how yellow this philodendron painted lady is. What a beautiful plant. So when you think about a philodendron painted lady, a philodendron golden crocodile, and all of those yellow variety plants, I mean, they're just absolutely stunning. The only thing about those yellow plants is that they take a lot of effort in order to maintain that yellow coloration. You've really got to maximize that bright indirect light. You definitely can't put them out in full sun, but you would definitely need to give them a lot of light for them to keep that yellow color. Otherwise, they start to revert back to green. And you'll see that I'm picking up Philodendron Pink Princess. These ones actually have really good variegation. With Philodendron Pink Princess, their variegation is not really impacted by the amount of light you give it. It is really the initial genetics of the plant. So find one that has high variegation if that's what you want. And I'm actually tempted, and I say tempted, I almost bought this one right here. This is just a blooming anthurium for $15.97. And when anybody asks me what is my favorite anthurium, it's definitely the blooming anthurium, because most people won't even really associate that as a collector's anthurium plant. But like I said again, it is an anthurium. It's an easy to care for anthurium, and it has beautiful blooms. I mean, I love that canary yellow tone. It really matches the Easter spring season. And when you put that right next to, say, a philodendron painted lady, I just think that the color combination of yellows is absolutely stunning. Let's take a look at them side by side, for instance. You'll see that I picked up some beautiful plants, you know, that philodendron silver sword, and then this is an epipremnum aureum global green pothos. Love those plants. I have that in my plant collection, and shout out to Dee for gifting me a philodendron silver sword from Canopy Plants. Really appreciate you. And that's the thing about all of the gifts, the super stickers, the thanks, the comments, the likes, the shares. Plant Foldies, you are honestly the best plant community out there, and I just really appreciate the support. I appreciate every single person that interacts with me, whether you send me a direct message on Instagram, whether you pop up on the live premiere chats on a daily basis, whether you send me a gift of a plant, for instance, like y'all didn't have to do that, or whether you send a super sticker or a super thanks in the live premiere chats or even in the comment section. And for those that don't know what a super sticker or super thanks is, it's basically a monetary tip that you can give to a content creator on YouTube. Those definitely help out a lot, and I wanted to shout out all those that have actually left some substantial super stickers. It really helps with my gas to drive to these different big box stores all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It helps with my equipment, and it definitely helps fund a little bit of my plant addiction, if you want to call it an addiction, or just my plant purchases. So really appreciate that, and hopefully I can return all of y'all's kindness to me by giving you guys daily plant shopping videos, where if you don't want to even listen to me talk, you can always mute the volume and just watch me pick up plants. I will not be offended. Honestly, I know that I am pretty self-aware at the fact that I just love to talk. I think it's because I just get really excited about telling you my insights about these plants. You can even notice that too whenever I am on the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. We've got several seasons. We're actually already mid-season of season 2. So I hope for those that have discovered the plant foldy community, the grow folds community, that you will actually support my friends Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants by watching our plant podcast. I feel like Cultivation Corner, as far as a plant podcast, I know that there's some other plant podcasts that are starting to really make it out, but I would feel like there is not one that features 3 different individuals, a podcast that has 3 different hosts. So definitely check out the Cultivation Corner. I know I've been plugging a lot of my projects, Classy Rabbit Soil, Japanese Maples. Again, please check out the Metro Maples video. I was slightly disappointed that, YouTube would even send a message about my regular viewers are showing less interest in watching the Metro Maples video. I just honestly feel like it is one of my best works because I was able to showcase the elegance and beauty of Japanese maples. I already know that a lot of the big box store videos will get pushed out by YouTube. I just feel like sometimes the algorithm is a lot kinder when it comes to big box shopping, whether it's consumption of just big boxes like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target. Those are the big box stores. But I do believe that sometimes we want to look at other things aside from just the consumption of just shopping in general. And I know that that is what YouTube will sometimes push. It's more about the shopping versus maybe the content. And so hopefully you guys understand why I'm a little bit chatty today. It's because I feel like whenever it comes to either content creation, it's not always about writing the algorithm. And we can easily do big box store plant shopping videos daily, and by default the algorithm will most likely push it out to more people. But I think the true essence of like content creation is when you can expose people to something that they wouldn't have seen from the get-go, or it sparks a specific type of emotional response or some type of feeling that you get. And that's the reason why I feel like Japanese maples, bonsai, gardening outdoors, it's so seasonally relevant because it's spring, and spring is all about new beginnings. And hopefully I have a little bit more new beginnings in terms of just some of the content you guys see, because at the end of the day, you already know I will be saying good day my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be doing another big box store plant shopping video. I try not to take myself too seriously, but you get what I mean in terms of me being able to not just pick up plants and do the same repetitive big box store video. I mean, I love it. I know you guys love it as well, or at least a lot of you guys appreciate it. But just know in the future, or at least in the next couple of days or weeks, you're going to see some more stuff that's outside of the big box store niche. And I hope that even if you guys are really more about the big box store plants, that you guys would also support me in my other future endeavors when it comes to the content, because I am going to slowly start moving towards showing more origami, showing more bonsai, showing more Metro Maples videos, more Japanese maples, and maybe even get into my lifestyle blog where, oh my gosh, I might actually go faceless on YouTube. I might actually show you my houseplant tour, will also show some of my interior design. But let me get off of that tangent for a minute and show you that yes, whenever you go to Walmart, you might even be able to find a variegated string of hearts for only $12.84. So that's, why I like to go to big box stores, because you never know what house plants you're gonna get. My suggestion is, if you're looking to save money, yes, go to a big box store. Look for Costa Farms plants. Look for Proven Winner plants. Look for Vigoro plants, Growers Bench plants. Those big box store nursery plants, because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to source out the plants that you are looking for. And if these plants bring you joy, if these plants give you a sense of community, there is nothing wrong with buying big box store plants. I will say though, in terms of just plants in general, if you're going to go shopping for plants and you are looking to save a little bit of money, definitely have a budget set. Definitely have an idea of what plant you're looking for, because then you're not going to impulse buy. And that's really what causes me to have a plant addiction, because I'll either feed into the trend and want to buy the specific plant versus just finding a plant that's going to be able to sustainably grow in my plant collection. So just some more of my insights, but as you can see right here, this Walmart has recently restocked. It looks like they even have some of these plants on this shelf, because they haven't merchandised it into the main source. But not $24. These are $19.84. You can see that these are the trending tropical plants. ZZ Raven, that's another plant that, even though it is a trending tropical, I do feel like ZZ plants in general are overlooked. Let me know in the comments section what you think about these Costa Farms plants again. Let me know in the comments section about what you thought about some of my insights, some of my commentary, because I already know that I probably chit-chatted a little bit more than I did in terms of what the plants I'm actually showing. But like I said again, some days I just feel like talking to you guys directly. Some days I feel like I'm giving you more plant tours. Some days I feel like just giving you some more insights. So hopefully today I conjure a little bit more discussion, a little bit more insights, a little bit more commentary into the comment section. I read every single comment, and I really appreciate it whenever you guys take the time to do that, because then it really does validate the fact that I have some relevancy when it comes to that content creation for you guys on a daily basis, if that makes any sense. But over here you are seeing another Dracaena, and what I want to say about Dracaenas is, again, overlooked, underrated plants, easy to care for plants. And this one is actually the most inexpensive, 10-gallon planters, because these are only for $19.84. If you compare that to the Lowe's ones, for instance, those are like $24.94. So comparing and contrasting big box store plants, you have to really see which one is going to give you the best value. But as I pan around here and show you a little bit more about the plants and finish off today's video, hopefully you will enjoy the future videos I have installed. And you've seen that if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you definitely want to go to Walmart, because the Walmarts are getting restocked. Feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram if you find any of the plants. And you can see that the spring cactus are in full bloom right here. I love the red, I love the pinks, I love the whites. And that's one succulent, flowering succulent that I'm going to eventually add into my plant collection. A lot of people will even say that these are heirloom plants, because say your grandmother grew those and then they end up just passing it along. I feel like that is such a beautiful plant. I mean, look at the blooms there. Spring is here, plant foldies, and I hope that you guys are more inspired to not only go big box store plant shopping or to go shopping for plants, but also to grow your collection, outside of indoor tropical plants, to get into outdoor gardening. I feel like being outdoors is really good for you for a wellness, mental health benefits, just to be outside. And I mean, it's spring, we have to enjoy the outdoors. I feel like that is where we all need to be, versus just growing plants indoors. So hopefully you guys get what I mean in terms of that. I mean, the fact that we have all of these big box stores already, all of the value that we're going to get by seeing more plant restocks, it's super exciting. enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button for this video. I would really appreciate it. And you'll see at the very end that I have another big box store plant shopping video. Just look on the very left-hand corner for the new video. Click on that link so you can keep watching. As always, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Growfolds with all the notification bell on. Otherwise, check out the videos on the screen, the top video or the bottom video, which is a full playlist. I'll see you on the next one. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today will be big box store plant shopping at Walmart out in McKinney, Texas. This is the Walmart right off of Lake Road in McKinney, Texas. You can see that there are a lot of outdoor gardening plants. Spring 2025 is here, which means that we will be touching base on the outdoor gardening plants as well as the indoor tropical plants. As always, plant foldies, please make sure you press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And we already know we want to make this plant foldy community grow. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I do 1-hour plant shopping videos. And if you get a chance, follow me on Instagram at Growfolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants, or if you just want to chat about plants that I am featuring in all of my plant shopping videos. But it is a late afternoon. I just got off of work and I'm going to be featuring some of these indoor tropical plants, new releases from Costa Farms, but also outdoor plants from proven winners. So definitely check that out. But before we get into that, you already know that I will be featuring some of my favorite products. So please don't click away. Just stay tuned and check that out. But I did want to go ahead and get everybody excited about trying out a new soil substrate called Classy Rabbit. You'll see me do a potting video real quick, and then we'll get to the plant shopping video in just a second. Plant foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amenities that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this Aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. You'll see we are now in the lawn and garden center for Walmart. So we're going to see what kind of plants that they have available. I did want to just walk through here and see if there was any plant products. I like using Miracle Grow all-purpose fertilizer for my plants. And, you know, as far as my outdoor garden, it is coming along. I did start some seeds, which I will be sharing with the Plantfoldy community. I've just been super busy with work again. You know, when it comes down to it, I have my seasons where I'm extremely busy. We did just have spring break, so things have just got picked up a little bit now that everybody is back from spring break. But as far as my daily life, I am really excited the fact that I am off this weekend. When I filmed this video, I was actually getting excited to be able to just relax, be able to go to a plant swap out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area by the Dallas or the DFW Plant Collective. I will be featuring that in a future video, as well as the plants by Viridiana. Those are some of the plant swaps. The Dallas plant community is a strong community, and I definitely want to feature that as I do my big box store plant shopping video. So stay tuned for that. But you can see right over here, we have some garden expert plants. Here we have some geraniums. I do like the look of geranium flowers, but the only problem is I don't like the smell of the actual leaves. So I've always had a problem with geranium plants, but you can see right here, we've got different blooms. We've got different colors, red, and we also have some pinks right over here. Now, what we will be seeing out in the outdoor garden sections for Walmart, the garden center, is you will see a lot of plants by either Garden Expert or Better Homes and Gardens. That is the line for Walmart in terms of the plants. But I'm just going to walk over here and just show you all of the annual plants. We've got a plethora of pansies and petunias, geraniums, and all of these other plants. We also have some impatiens and vincas. So I'm going to swing around here and show you these beautiful blooming plants. And here we have some Garden Expert vegetable and herbs. So this one right here are some of the peppers. I'm actually growing some peppers on a grower box. So I'm super excited for that. And I mentioned this in a lot of my videos as of recently. I will be creating a Patreon page where I will feature some of my outdoor garden plants, my outdoor garden, my Japanese maples, all of the other plant interests that I have that are not really related to indoor tropical plants. And then as far as my Patreon page, I will be putting some of my houseplant tour videos on that. I've decided it's going to be about $5 a month to be a Patreon member, but you'll have daily access to a lot of my personal plant collection. I may be writing some of my own articles in terms of my plants and my experience on growing certain plants. You will see my Aglaonema collection. I'm also thinking of doing like a monthly Zoom call so you can actually talk to me directly outside of the live premiere chats. I did want to shout out all of the Plantfoldies that continue to go to the live premiere chats and really just have a good time chatting with other plant lovers. I hope that if you ever get a chance to jump on a live premiere chat, usually it is scheduled for 7 p.m. Central Standard US time. It is a fun time. Please say hello to the Plantfoldy community. So I did want to just shout you guys out for that. But as you can see right here, it is a cloudy late afternoon. We've actually gotten a lot of rain from in the North Dallas area, which is where I'm based at. I'm not minding the rain at all because when summer actually hits full blown, we are going to need that water. And it's actually been really good for my outdoor plants. They're getting a lot of hydration, and my vegetables are starting to really establish their roots and put on some actual growth, but you'll see right here, if you ever want some cheap and inexpensive starter plants or vegetable plants, you definitely need to go shopping at Walmart. You can see even this hanging basket of tomatoes is only $14.97. And that's the thing about tomatoes, or if you've ever grown your own vegetables, they just taste so much better than actually even shopping for the organic or fresh vegetables that you would get at a grocery store. And I did want to show you all of these hanging basket plants. These are by Element Plants. And I was actually tempted to buy this string of bananas right over here. This one is only for $12.84, but it's put on a lot of growth. The only thing about these string of bananas is it is going to need a lot of bright indirect light. It is one of those plants that is a succulent, so you're going to have to make sure that you don't overwater it. Otherwise, it will end up going to plant heaven. But you can see, look at how pretty that is. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you actually grow string of bananas, string of dolphins, string of hearts, string of anything. Actually, I think that is such a good series of plants. Like I said, it's by Element Plants for only $12.84, which I think is such a good price. When you think about shopping at big box stores, you think about the value you get for certain plants. I know that there is a huge debate on whether small businesses don't survive because of big box store plant pricing. Like I've said in all of my videos, there is a place for everybody to shop at. I always say if you can shop small businesses, local nurseries, definitely do that, because number one, small businesses and local nurseries will have more of a selection of plants. And then number two, when you choose to shop small businesses and local nurseries, you are allowing somebody to continue their passion and their dreams. And, as far as like my recommendations for the DFW area, you already know I will shout out PETA's Planters in Dallas, Texas. Definitely shop PETA's Planters. Definitely follow PETA's Planters on Instagram, as the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast, which is I'm part of. We will be doing monthly live selling on the Instagram page, and PETA's Planters now does shipping, so she can ship to you guys if you want some of those plants. But going back to the plants that we're looking at Walmart, you can see that if you are into gardening, outdoor gardening, flower gardening, look at how full this particular Walmart is. I love the fact that when spring comes around, you'll see so many different varieties of petunias, as well as Bonnie plants. Bonnie plants are the number one brand. Bonnie plants has veggies and herbs. So we're gonna just pick up a couple of these plants. You can see we've got some strawberries right over here. Now the majority of vegetables and herbs require full sun, so they definitely do better grown outdoors. I would say certain herbs can grow indoors, but they would need to be either on a west facing or south facing window, or need to be growing under a grow light. But as far as the quality of Bonnie plants, you can see that they've got some really good quality starter plants. For instance, this tomato right here. Shout out to anybody who actually does grow vegetables. I think that is another type of plant care that's not often talked about. Like I said in all of my other videos, it is okay to have many varieties of plant love, whether you're into the indoor tropical plants, the basic easy care plants, the rare variegated plants, or even just a different type of genus of plants. I say we all need to celebrate growing plants in general. And I featured a video where I haven't really gotten out of my niche. So here's the thing, plant foldies, and you know that I love to talk to you guys directly. I love to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. But when it comes to making content on YouTube, the thing about it is there is what they call a niche, where you have to really stay in that lane. Otherwise, the video may not necessarily be pushed out to your viewers or subscribers. I want to go against the grain slightly, because I believe that somebody can have multiple interests. So whether it's plants, origami, art, I don't feel like a certain YouTube channel needs to be confined to just one channel niche. I think that the individual or the content creator should have the freedom and also the support by the social media platform to be able to push out whatever content we want to push out to anybody that might be interested. So I just found it really interesting that, for instance, YouTube did mention that my Metro Maples video, which I believe is one of my best videos I've created, which featured Japanese maples, less of my, I guess, current viewers showed less interest on it. I would say for those that did skip through it, clicked away for it, or didn't even click the thumbnail, I ask that you do give it a chance to take a look at Japanese maples. And then also the outdoor gardening features I will do in the future. And the reason why I say that is sometimes being exposed to something that you've never really been interested in, it can open a whole new world of plant love. And that is what I also want to utilize this platform for, is to really get people interested in some of my interests that I may not necessarily put out there as of recent. So like you will see me post more origami paper crane folding videos. And it's interesting because sometimes I will insert like a minute of me folding origami paper cranes. And even on my YouTube analytics, it shows that people will just stop watching the video altogether. So I suppose I need to be a little bit more cautious about some of the content I put out there that's not necessarily within the original niche, which is, and I'll say it again because it is one of those YouTube keywords, big box store plant shopping. It's interesting that if you even just put that on a title or have some type of content revolving around big box store plant shopping, the algorithm will push it to more content, for more people. But for me, it is all about trying to break people out of that niche. I mean, take a look at this. Coleus plants, for instance. This one right here is only for $17.97 by Garden Expert by Walmart. Love the look of Coleus plants. Did you know that Coleus can actually be grown as an indoor tropical plant? It's not necessarily a plant that you can, consider as a patio garden plant. Many people will think of a Coleus plant as a plant that belongs outdoors, but there is a whole fandom of people who absolutely love Coleus, and that is me included. What I love about Coleus is the propagation that you can do with them. They're so easy to propagate. They have higher success rates being put straight into soil. So say if you were to just take a cutting off of this Coleus, for instance, stick it into soil, within 2 to 3 days, it's already got roots. That is how fast Coleus will, actually propagate. And there's so many colorful varieties of it. I would ask any of the plant foldies that might be interested to take a look at this plant and see if you want to grow it. And then I'm just going to show you all of these gorgeous plant containers, all of these combination containers by Better Homes and Garden. I do find that the different color combinations are beautiful. So you've got Calibentroa, I think that's how you pronounce it, petunias and other flowering plants. So I'm going to just walk around here and show you all of these combination containers. Feel free to leave in the comments section what you think about these outdoor plants, and please don't be impatient. I will definitely get to the indoor tropical plants. So I hope that you will continue to watch this video, because I already know when it comes down to it, some people have very, very specific niche. So if you don't see that indoor tropical plant or that variegated monstera or some type of philodendron, don't think that I'm not featuring that plant. I just want to show you all the plants that I love. So when you talk about I love plants, I definitely do love plants. I love all sorts of plants. I mean, flowers, for instance. Who doesn't want to grow flowers? I love flowers. I used to have like a flower garden when I was younger, where I would grow flowers from seed. But let's go ahead and just keep walking around here and showing you all of the beautiful plants that we are seeing enter big box stores like Walmart during spring 2025. I'm going to see if I get a plant haul, a shopping haul available for you as well. I passed by so many gorgeous hybrids of petunias. You've seen some of my marigolds that I absolutely love. And then you can just see all these combination containers by Better Homes and Gardens. I mean, look at this aster flower right here. Love the lavenders and the pinks. And this is only for $11.97. So what you would do is just grab that container. And if you want to upsize it and put it in a planter that's like maybe an inch or two, you have an instant patio accent that you can put out in full sun. You can see this one right here too. I love the bluish color of the flowers, the lobelia with the calabentroa flowers here. So you've got the red and then you've got the orange. I really love the combination of blue and orange. I mean, take a look at that right there. What a beautiful combination container. And you know, as far as combination containers, whenever it goes to like outdoor plants or flowering plants, they always make sense. I wouldn't necessarily say that indoor tropical plant combination containers really make sense to me, at least. Let me know in the comment section if they do, but let me pan away here and just show you all the beautiful flowers they have at this Walmart. Over here, we've got some beautiful sweet potato vines. We've got the neon one, and then take a look at this right here. So I am really curious if anybody's tried to grow this particular plant indoors as like a hanging basket or like a trailing plant. Love neon color plants. This one is by Better Homes and Garden, and this one is only for $3.97. As far as Walmart, Walmart is one of the places where if you're looking to save money, if you're looking for that value on plants, if you're looking to start a plant collection, you definitely can shop at Walmart. You know, big box store plant shopping, as I've said in multiple videos, people have their various opinions on it. Some people believe that if you shop big box stores, then you're not necessarily supporting small businesses. Big box stores may necessarily take smaller businesses out. I always say, and I've said this earlier in the video, you can choose to shop where you want to shop. I say, as a plant foldie, shop at various areas. If you want to shop at a big box store and get you some good value plants, do that. But also remember the small businesses, the local businesses, support them as well. I don't feel like you have to confine yourself to a specific place to go shopping for plants. The majority of my plant shopping videos are big box store because number one, I want to appeal to the masses in terms of not everybody is lucky to live out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we have our options for local small businesses. So I just want to make sure to put that out there, that you can shop where you want to shop, but just be, open to shopping everywhere. And then you can see right over here, we've got lots of beautiful plants. I just showed you that beautiful kirigami plant right there. That's basically the, I think the state flower of the Colorado, one of my favorite plants. And then we just have more Better Homes and Gardens annual plants. I'm going to show you this. So this is the Coleus Campfire, and I'm super tempted to buy this because I grew one of this last year, $5.94. It grows so fast, and guess what? The Coleus Campfire can actually grow out in full sun. Yes, full sun. And actually, when you give it full sun, it becomes even fiery red. Less light for it will give it more of a bronzy yellowish tone. But if you wanted to have that orange tone or that reddish tone, you want to give it all the light you can give it. This plant again can be grown indoors, and it's got that velvety textured leaf color. I love Coleus plants because again, it is one of those plants that is not really collected as often by indoor tropical plant collectors, but it is one of my favorite plants. My family is originally from the Philippines, and in the Philippines, we call the coleus plant Mayana plant, and these are readily available as well. They grow most of these plants out in actually full sun. Now, here's the thing about coleus plants. Coleus plants tend to want to grow in shadier areas, but they have hybrids now where they call them sun coleus, where they are thriving in full sun. I've seen neighborhoods out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where they have like coleus plants that get up to like 3 to 4 feet in height, and they just make such good annual plants. Now, if you want to grow them or overwinter them, you can take cuttings, put them in water, and just let them root. And then when the weather is warm again, you can just pot them up in soil substrates. And then over here, we've got some dianthus for $9.97. I really love the look of these flowers. They remind me of coleus, not coleus plants. I'm thinking of coleus plants, but they remind me of carnation flowers, beautiful ones as well. And I believe this one is a perennial. And then I'm just going to go show you all of these petunias and other Better Homes and Garden plants. Let me know in the comment section, because we are about to get into the indoor tropical plants. But like I said again, I have to feature big box store Walmart garden centers. You know, garden centers are the best places to go shopping if you are looking for inexpensive plants, cheap and inexpensive plants. With the economy that we are currently living in, where there is that uncertainty about, just, I guess, money in general, you have to really be mindful about your finances. And for me, it is all about trying to save as much money. But at the same time, if you find a plant and you feel like it is a need, today, you go ahead and buy it. $12.97. Proven winner plants. Banana cream 2. These are some large flowering plants. Look at how gorgeous that flower is. Proven winner plants. Whether it's proven winner leaf joy, proven winner outdoor garden plants, proven winner plants are plants that I would say is synonymous to outdoor gardening, but I love the fact that they've actually gotten into indoor tropical plants. And I did want to show you this. Look at this Mexican feather grass for $8.77 by Garden Expert. Garden Expert is another Walmart owned brand. You can see that it's such an interesting plant right here. This is really just, it looks like dead grass, but it's actually thriving. So this Mexican feather grass, that is quite interesting, would definitely be an interesting thing to put in your outdoor landscape. And then I'm going to spin around here again and show you the bluish purple kirigami flowers. Again, this is the flower of state flower of Colorado. This is the Agilia flower. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It is a perennial, and I actually have this one that grew for me last year, as well as the pink one that I planted in my landscape last year. And as I was walking my yard the other day, my backyard the other day, I did see that it was coming back. So I'm super excited about that. Really love the look of this flower because it reminds me of origami, and I would say origami kusudamas. For those that want to get to know me a little bit more, I really love Japanese culture, whether it's loose leaf green teas, whether it's their textiles and their fabrics, whether it's their ceramics, and whether it's their Japanese maples. Anything that's Japanese culture related, I definitely love that. And the kirigami flower that I was just showing you earlier, it just has such a beautiful structure where it reminds me of origami. And then you can see right over here, we've got some more dianthus flowers. And I didn't realize that dianthus actually were perennials again. And for those that are new to the term perennials means that it is a plant depending on your grow zone. So my grow zone is 8B. It will actually be a plant that can grow through a growing season, and then it will die off in the winter and then come back in the spring or early summer. But you can see right here, my favorite flower, I would say, is this kirigami flower. I love the color of this. Plant foldies, I really want your commentary on this specific flower because it is one of my favorites. I feel like it adds a cherry blossom look. Something about it is very whimsical, very magical. And I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here and show you the details of this flower. say that that flower is just stunning, as well as these African marigolds. Look at how big the blooms are. Marigolds really do hold a piece of my heart, just because as a kid, I got into growing flowers because I remember buying a McDonald's Happy Meal, and the Happy Meal had a small greenhouse and like a seed packet of marigolds, and I was able to actually grow them. And it just kind of started my my plant journey in terms of growing flowers from seed. You can see that there's some more kirigami flowers. Now these ones are a little bit more cost effective. They've got the yellow variety right over here. These ones I believe are only for $5.77 because this one is by Garden Expert by Walmart. So Garden Expert is another Walmart owned brand, and also Better Homes and Garden is another Walmart owned brand. I would say the Garden Expert is more of the cost effective or lower end brand for Walmart, but needless to say, they are still beautiful plants. And if you're going to go with Garden Expert, you're going to save a lot of money for it. And then you can see right here, we've got some Asiatic lilies. So I'm just going to walk over here and show you the different varieties. So many beautiful colors, and I just love flowering plants. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you also grow flowers. Feel free to leave your plant insights. And if you made it this far into the video and you have not hit the thumbs up or press the thumbs up or like button, please definitely do that, because I will be featuring the indoor tropical plants in just a second. Before I just pan around here, I did want to go invite everybody to the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast, so definitely check this out.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Love Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna share the video.
You
That's
have
what you're
to.
gonna
You
do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one. Now we are looking at all the indoor tropical plants. So the majority of these plants will definitely be from Costa Farms plants, as well as Growers Bench plants, wild interior plants. So the first one up, and you already know it is one of my favorite plants. It's my favorite plant to grow. This is an Aglaonema golden fluorite for $19.84. That is the retail value for this particular plant by Costa Farms Trending Tropicals. I hope that this year Costa Farms will lead the way in terms of releasing even more rare and uncommon Aglaonema. They have released so many colorful ones already, and I'm hoping that they will do so. You can see right here, this is another hanging basket. This is what you call a strawberry begonia for $19.84 in an 8-inch hanging basket planter. I prefer the 6-inch hanging basket planters from Costa Farms, but you get so much value from Costa Farms. And I know that a lot of people have their opinions about Costa Farms, but what I will tell you about Costa Farms, and this is just me meeting the team behind them, I think that their staff is really kind. I think that Costa Farms is able to provide a lot of these big box store plants that we would never really see, plants that we would spend hundreds of dollars for. Now they are a little bit more cost effective for the average person. Because here's the thing. Plants should never be exclusive to just one particular person who might have the funds to be able to collect these plants. Plants should be available for everybody. So whenever you go to like a big box store, you'll see Costa Farms plants like this Polynesian ivy, for instance. I think is only $15.84. This plant is more reasonably priced to where you can buy this plant. You can collect this plant, you can share this plant with others, and you can bring even more joy to somebody else versus paying hundreds of dollars or even just a little bit more than some of these plant pricing. And that's the reason why I feel like with Costa Farms, they have so many plants that they have released out into the market. Had Costa Farms not released a lot of these plants out into the market, it would be more challenging. For instance, certain philodendron, certain even the Monstera Thai constellation, things of that nature, at least it's more readily available, which makes the year 2025 even more exciting for those that are just getting into plants. plants. I would say the majority of the plant craze really happened when the pandemic happened in 2020. For me, I've always loved plants regardless, and I actually had a YouTube channel earlier where I was featuring a lot of my Japanese maples and my bonsai, for instance. But then, I kind of got burnt out with plants. I ended up having a really massive pest infestation. So, growing plants like this Ficus shivriana, for instance, $15.97, I kind of gave up on it because it was really tough for me to lose over 200 types of plants. And so I took a break from it. But, over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, doing YouTube plant shopping videos, I've just really been inspired to continue to go. And I did want to say thank you. Thank you to the plant foldies. You know who you guys are that continue to support and watch my videos. I really appreciate it. It makes me feel valued that I'm able to give you content that provides either entertainment, a sense of community, or just to take up your time. If you're doing plant chores, just go ahead and binge my videos. I love it. You've mentioned that you've done that, and that's the reason why even if I'm tired, even after a 10-hour working day, I will go out to a big box store or even a local nursery and just film plants of me picking up plants and just showing you all of this gorgeous greenery. But you'll see that a lot of these plants are all over. That's the only critique I will say about this Walmart is they have so many plants, but I feel like they can do a little bit more organization. I mean, you can see right here, $15.97. This is a Philodendron Prince of Orange by Costa Farm. So they've released this, and what a beautiful plant. I love the color orange on a lot of plants. I feel like that is starting to become trendy. And for me, it is all about getting these plants to acclimate into your spaces, because as much as I want to go pick up every single plant and actually buy it, I have been very good about just not picking up plants and buying it. There has to be an intentional reason for me to pick up the plant. And for me, this year, it's all about finding plants that are just going to grow for me long term. I am curious, plant foldies. This is my call to action, I suppose, for this video is let me know in the comment section if number one, you are growing plants outdoors, what plants you're growing. Number two, what plants you're wanting to collect this year. And then number three, what plants would you like for me to feature in future plant shopping videos? I will definitely make them, especially if you take the time to leave that in the comments section, because you can see right here, I mean, Costa Farms, they just have so many plants that they've released out into the market. I mean, the ZZ plant, that's the Raven ZZ. I find it super elegant. You can see right here, this one is by Garden Expert, and it's only for $9.97. It is branded as Garden Expert, but this is actually a Costa Farms plant. So if it was labeled Costa Farms, typically it'll be $12.97. But if you go shopping at Walmart, like I said, Walmart is a place where if you go shopping, you will save money. That is only $9.97 for that Dieffenbachia. You can see right over here, this is a Philodendron White Wizard. That's not a White Knight. The White Wizard has green petioles, and that's something I learned from the Plant Foldy community. Thank you guys for always teaching me something as well, reaching out to me and telling me the details of specific plants. I never claim to be a plant expert. The only thing I claim to be is somebody that's going to be consistent about making plant content. plant foldies, you see that there are tons of Costa Farms plants right over here. Now we have a mixture of self-watering planters for $15.98. And then we also have the trending tropical plants. This one is another Aglaonema golden fluorite, $19.84 in a 6-inch planter. Love the Aglaonema golden fluorite. And for those that are wanting to find an easy to care for plant, one that is more low light tolerant and drought tolerant, fussy, but not really fussy. Actually, it's really not fussy. You need to go ahead and get yourself an Aglaonema. I am on a campaign to really popularize Aglaonema. I feel like if people talk more about Aglaonemas on social media, post about Aglaonema, obsess about Aglaonema, buy Aglaonema, ask sellers to go sell Aglaonema, perhaps, just perhaps, we can make a new trend and actually get people to be more interested in these gorgeous plants. I truly believe that Aglaonema are underrated because number one, there isn't really a high value placed on Aglaonema. Number two, I think in the US market, there's not many varieties to choose from except the ones that Costa Farms has pushed out. And then number three, there hasn't been a big social media presence for Aglaonema. When you think about like variegated monsteras, variegated philodendron hybrid crosses, and obviously the anthurium craze where everybody is cross-pollinating, cross-breeding anthuriums and posting about it. I think that that's really what drives popularity within a plant. So for Aglaonema, if you are a plant foldy, if you consider yourself a super plant foldy, I do ask if you have any Aglaonema in your plant collection, go ahead and post about it. Tag me at GrowFolds on Instagram and use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Also use the hashtag GrowFolds, hashtag plant foldies. That way we can all connect and really get that plant trending. So as far as all of the plants here, the majority of the plants you will find at Walmart will be mostly from Costa Farms. You can even see they have the Costa Farms Island Bloom series, which is basically the tropical plants that can be grown outdoors as like a patio container type plant. And then we have this right here. This is a Garden Expert hanging basket for $12.97. It is also another Costa Farms golden pothos. So this is a Costa Farms plant, but under the Walmart brand of Garden Expert. That is an inexpensive house plant that you can add to your plant collection. I do think that most people should have at least one Epipremnum aureum or golden pothos plant. I think that that is another plant that, while it's very common, while most people will find it lesser value unless it's one of those Japanese pothos from the Teruno series, I do think it is a plant that's not going to give you a lot of headache because it's just a fast growing plant. It's another plant that you can easily propagate. It's another plant that you can either grow as a trailing plant or a plant that can grow up a totem pole, some type of moss pole, and you'll see larger leaves. Now over here is an Alocasia Milo. So these fancy Alocasia have made it into the market since last year by Growers Bench. I remember first seeing this at another Walmart last year. You can see that this one is for $17.94. And as far as Alocasia, I want to collect them, but they need to be growing in a semi-hydroponic substrate called lechuza pond. I've tried to grow Alocasias in leca, and they don't always do the transfer well. I always say if you put an Alocasia in semi-hydroponic substrate, specifically leca, it has that that phoenix the phoenix phase where basically the Alocasia dies down to like one leaf and then it eventually pushes out new growth. So there was an actual Alocasia video that I did where I transferred a black Alocasia into leca that I bought from Plant Keeper, which is another local plant nursery out in Dallas. It was absolutely beautiful. And then after 2 weeks, the plant severely declined to the point where I really thought it was gonna die, but I just went ahead and cut it back to just like the stump, and eventually it pushed out new growth. So that is my term called the phoenix phase, where a plant acclimates, but it pretty much has to die down to the point where you think it's dead, and then it rises from the ashes and is reborn into a new plant. So that is my new phrase, just like I say Hydra Helix. we have the Phoenix phase. So a new plant foldy term. So if you have a plant that has pretty much died all the way down to the point where you think it's already made it into plant heaven, but it rises back out, that is what you call the Phoenix phase. But anyways, to go back to the plants, you can see that Costa Farms has just a lot of these trendy tropical plants. This one is the Raven ZZ plant. I love this plant. I find this plant very elegant. I find it one of those plants that if you put it in a very minimalistic planter, specifically a white planter right next to just a white wall, it just pops. And I just find it super elegant, very modern looking. And, you know, while most people will look at a ZZ plant as a basic plant, the Raven ZZ is one that has a really good leaf interest. And we also have a bunch of golden crocodile or philodendron golden crocodile. So that is the serrated philodendrons that you've seen. So there's like this whole series where you have the philodendron caramel marble, which is really the highly sought out philodendron that is in that family. And then we also have the philodendron ring of fire. Now this is a new self-watering planter by Costa Farms. If you see the texture, this is another trending tropical plant. This is a Monstera Peru or Monstera Galaxy Green. I really love this Monstera as well. Look at that texture on the leaves. And you know, a friend of mine, actually another plant foldy named Sean, actually gifted me one. He found it on clearance at Walmart for only $8. So in terms of other ways to save money on buying plants or plant shopping, you can always look for plants to get marked down for clearance. I know Walmart will also clearance out their plants. Lowe's definitely clearances out their plants. Now Home Depot and Target don't really clearance out their plants. So those are two big box stores that I don't think you would find the biggest sales in terms of plants. But if you go to Walmart and if you get lucky during a time when a vendor is out there actually marking down the prices on the plants, you may be able to find one that's actually super healthy. But as you can see right here, this specific Walmart has all of their indoor tropical plants outdoors. What I worry about is during the summertime when all of these plants are outside in 100-degree weather, they take a beating. But let me go ahead and just continue to show you some more of the hanging baskets by Costa Farms. The 8-inch hanging baskets are again for only $19.84. Now this is an interesting plant find. This is an Epipremnum aureum Yesenia pothos. So this specific pothos, I would say, is the one pothos that has really interesting variegation. You can see that it's definitely got something that's a little bit different. The only thing I will say about this plant is if you do not give it enough light, it could easily revert back to green. But what I've also noticed is if you chop it back and propagate the plant, it will actually push out more of that variegation, that Yesenia variegation. But this is a plant that you must, and I say you must, give it lots of bright light in order for it to really push out that that variegation. I would even say that the Yesenia pothos, surprisingly, especially with Costa Farms releasing it, actually has very unstable variegation. I don't think the variegation is that stable to the point where it will always hold it. But if you have grow lights, if you put it right next to a south-facing window or a west-facing window, then you should be able to keep that variegation. Now, this particular pothos is a pearls and jade pothos. $20.84. I'm actually thinking about getting a Costa Farms hanging basket of pearls and jade pothos because I really love how the leaves have like a really unique shape about it, but also the leaves, even if you don't give it as much bright indirect light, it will not really revert back to green. So that's one interesting thing about this particular pothos. The only problem I have with this pothos is when you compare it to the golden pothos, the neon pothos, the jade pothos, and even the marble queen pothos, the ones with larger leaves, this one is a little bit slower growing. It's not as slow growing as, say, the Enjoy pothos, but it is a slow growing pothos. Needless to say, if you were to grow this pothos on a moss pole or a totem pole and let the aerial roots attach, it will give you some large, beautiful variegated leaves to the point where it's almost like a cost-effective Monstera albo. It has that kind of look about it. So as far as getting the maturity on this particular pothos, I think it's worth growing this on a totem pole, a moss pole. As long as the aerial roots start to attach to something, it is when it actually starts to get really large variegated leaves. I would even say the Manjula pothos is another pothos that would be stunning to grow onto a moss pole or a totem pole. The mature leaves are, a sight to behold. It is one where, again, the versatility of growing pothos plants, whether it's a trailing plant or a plant that is climbing, is really magnificent in that sense where you can actually style your plant, in a different type of way. Philodendron heteroecium Brazil, another beautiful, classic, easy to care for plant, another plant that is cost effective, will save you money on your budget. And if you're going to buy it from Costa Farms, look at how full and established that Philodendron Brazil is. And then we also have the mascot of my YouTube channel, which is the Aglaonema red Siam. And the only reason why this is really the mascot of the YouTube channel of mine is because this is a common plant. This is a universal plant. This is a plant that is cost effective. This is a plant that isn't really picky in its environment. And, for me, that is really what I want my YouTube channel to also resonate. It's a channel for anybody that loves any type of plant, whether it's the indoor tropical plants, vegetable gardening, herb gardening, bonsai, Japanese maples, conifers, succulents and cactus, anything that is plant related. I want everybody to feel welcome because I feel like there are different types of plant foldies, and I do ask anybody that's watching that isn't all about the indoor tropical plants that I'm currently featuring, let me know what type of plant foldy you are. If you are a succulent lover, if you love euphorbias, if you love bonsai, because you know what, despite the fact that my Metro Maples Japanese maple video didn't get nearly as much traction as all of my big box or plant shopping videos, I am determined to show you guys more bonsai videos, more Japanese maple videos, more Satsuki azalea videos, because that's something that I'm really into. I just happen to not film it, and it's because there's not as many venues for me to go out and film that type of content. I did connect with some of my friends that also grow Japanese maples. They have extensive gardens, and feel free to let me know if you would be interested to see that, because I will be featuring that on the channel. Now we are looking at the Garden Expert plants. So these are plants, again, by Costa Farms. These are plants that Walmart has sourced out from Costa Farms. This is an Epipremna alplissimum. This one is called the Silver Streak Pothos. And here's the thing, that one is in a 6-inch planter for $9.97. But Costa Farms released this as a trending tropical plant about 2 years ago, where it was like $19.84. So you can see how Walmart makes it affordable, makes it cost effective, makes it budget friendly for you to go shopping for plants. And for me, I do shop at a lot of local plant nurseries. I definitely shop Peta's Planters. I recently went shopping at a couple of Dallas plant swaps. one Plants by Viridiana, as well as the Dallas, the DFW Plant Collective. But if you're looking for plants that are also cost effective, I mean, you got to look at Garden Expert as well. You can see this one is a Dieffenbachia. And so I'm just going to go show you what other Garden Expert plants we have here. What I would want to also say is you can hear that this is my dance track for the Grow Folds Plantfoldy community. The track is called You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beats. Please follow him on Instagram at DJ Bang Beats. He also has a website, djbangbeats.com. He does DJing, parties, weddings of that nature in the Houston area. So definitely hit up my friend Derek on that. He has been so gracious to provide non-copyrighted music, his original music for the Grow Folds Plantfoldy community, because I did have a slight issue with some of the non-copyrighted music I use where it ended up being flagged by YouTube as ad revenue sharing. And I just believe that if I'm putting all the hours of work into making YouTube content for some passive income, I would like to reap the benefits 150%. And so I'm really thankful to Derek, my friend. So definitely check him out and definitely check this out. So I know Target actually started carrying houseplants, and they actually had a bunch of Epipremnum aureum Champs Ulysses. So here's the thing about this beautiful neon colored pothos. Notice that it has some unique texture on the leaves. It almost looks like rubber plastic. And this is an original pothos plant from the Teruno World series, which is actually a series of Japanese pothos. And if you've never heard of Japanese pothos, there are so many varieties of them. The one right next to the left side right there is a global green pothos, which is another Japanese pothos. So when you think about mutations, new cultivars, Japan really leads the way in terms of finding new variegations or new varieties of pothos plants. And that really starts with a pothos plant mutating or finding some type of variegation, some type of texture or leaf shape. I mean, you can see right here, this is another Champs Ulysses pothos. Love this one, and I do love the neon colored leaves. It is definitely a slower growing pothos when you compare it to my favorite pothos, which is the neon pothos. And like all my videos, whenever I talk about pothos plants, I have to ask the viewers and the plantfoldies, those that are watching, how do you pronounce pothos? Do you pronounce pothos as in pothos, pothos, or if you want to say it like me, Epipremnum aureum? Please leave that in the comments below. I would love that. I guess if I get a lot of engagement on how you say pothos, I might get closer to finishing my Grow Folds Houseplant Tour 2025. If you guys are interested on that, I've seen you guys actually use the hashtag Grow Folds Houseplant Tour 2025. Continue to do that in the comment section. It's just going to get me a little bit more excited to finally release that for the Plantfoldy community. I have been talking about it for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. It's going to happen. I promise you it's going to happen this year, just depending on how I get my house actually styled and set up for the YouTube channel. And some news. So I talk about being faceless on YouTube. I might actually I might actually consider going full on face on YouTube, but that will either come on season 3 Cultivation Corner. It depends on whether we get 1,500 plant foldies to join the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. So if you are a plant foldie and you are not subscribed to Cultivation Corner YouTube channel, please do so. We would really like that connection. It's one of my projects that I work alongside with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. If you haven't subscribed to their YouTube channels, definitely check it out. But it is one that I am very much into, because just as much as I love to talk about plants on this channel, the conversations we have on Cultivation Corner, it's really meaningful, at least to us three, and for those that are also full-fledged cultivators. That's what we call the plant foldies, and anybody that watches Cultivation Corner, the cultivators. Definitely check that out. But I may go face on, like actually do a face reveal on the Cultivation Corner season 3. We are almost done with season 2, so definitely check it out. But as I continue to show you the plants here, you can see that this Walmart has quite a bit of houseplants. Like I said, my only critique is if they would have just organized the plants by the species, or just had better merchandising. I really think a lot of these plants would end up selling. I would say, as far as the health of the plants, they're still fairly healthy. Now, there are some plants I would think need to get marked down, but otherwise there's still a pretty good selection at this particular Walmart. And this particular Walmart, I was able to find the first Monstera Thai constellations that were released at Walmart. And speaking of finding plant finds, take a look at this. So this is a new Costa Farms Trending Tropical release. This is another philodendron. It looks like a philodendron verrucosum, but it might be labeled something else. But $19.84. I was super tempted to purchase this plant. Look at the velvety textured leaves. Look at the petioles. Everything about it. This is such a nice looking philodendron. However, I have learned that, as much as I love this philodendron, I just know that I may not necessarily have the growing conditions or the growing environment for it. And also, I don't think I have the time to just stay on top of its basic care needs, such as watering. And that's the reason why earlier this year, or the last couple of months, I have converted a lot of my plants to semi-hydro. Here's the thing. Some of my plants that were converted into semi-hydro may not be doing as well as if they had stayed in their soil substrate. So, it's really a balance on certain things. Some plants actually acclimate to semi-hydro better than others. The only reason why I grow plants in semi-hydro is because I literally just don't have the time to water all my plants, or to be quite frank, I'm just lazy. There are times where I've been through work, a 10-hour day of work, and then I also have filming that I do, editing, engagement with the plant folding community, and then also just interacting and making sure that I am present for the people that are in my daily real life outside of YouTube. So it's a lot, but I just love balancing all of that around. And if you guys continue to just engage with me, if you want to see me film plants, definitely let me know in the comment section. But as far as today's plant shopping video, that I have to go feature outdoor gardening plants. I actually spent quite a bit of time in my backyard cleaning it up and trying to set it up. I know you guys have requested me to show some of my plants. Next week, I will actually show my outdoor garden. It's not a lot, but at least you'll see a lot of my Japanese maples and my maples in general that are leafing out. I just have to remulch the flower beds and of that, and all of those things to just kind of set it up for YouTube, because just like everybody else, sometimes there is a little bit of judgment on social media. So I don't really want to get either bashed for not having a cool garden. But at the end of the day, I know that the plant foldies that truly support me will love the content regardless of what it looks like. So I'm just gonna walk over here and just show you a couple more of the outdoor plants, and then pan around and show you some more of the plants and give you my final thoughts. Let's go look at these Costa Farms accent plants. Tons of hibiscus and alocasia, and all of these are really priced well as for the plants this season. So you can see that I actually found a sport variegated alocasia, and I'm really wanting to buy one of these compact cordyline tea plants right there. That's a pretty cool one. And so let's just keep walking around here and seeing what else they have. And take a look at these gorgeous proven winner plants. So proven winner plants, these are plants that are really known for their outdoor plants, gardening plants. You see them all over YouTube. Proven Winners Leaf Joy Series, Proven Winners H2O Bowls. All of those plants are provided by Proven Winners. But you can see right here, they do have a selection of different types of hibiscus. One thing that I will say, if you want to know a little bit more about the Philippines, is in the Philippines, we call hibiscus sampaguita. And that's another plant that just grows so easy in the Philippines. You know, it's interesting how a Southeast Asian country, the concept of indoor plants is not really a thing, because a lot of these plants that we find potted up here in the United States, at least, in the Philippines, they just grow outdoors, full sun, and they are just living their best life. They don't need humidifiers. We don't need to fertilize them. We don't need to put them in chunky aeroid mix. But anyways, as I finish this this plant shopping, I did want to go pan out again and show you some of the beautiful flowers. I think I'm going to end up buying more of these kirigami flowers right here, especially this pink one, just because it gives me that sakura or cherry blossom vibe. I am going to probably start inserting some more of my origami paper crane folding in my videos. Hopefully plant foldies, YouTube will not say that you just swiped away or stopped watching if I were to put like a 1-minute clip of me folding that, because I like to just give you guys a little bit more sprinkle of things that I am passionate about and I am in love with. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, if you love the video today, please hit the like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. You already know our community is growing at a rapid pace because you guys hit that like button. You guys also watch through my videos, and I really appreciate that as well. And then on the left side of the screen, please check out the video that's featured on the left side, or the playlist if you want more content. This is Richie at Grow Folds. I will come out with a brand new video the next day. I'll see you then. Bye.